Let's take a look at a Corona, Tail of the Tape Corona, who invites you to find your beach. There you see the 8-year age difference between Meraz and Fulton, and you see the height and the reach slightly in the favor of the Philadelphia native. Ladies and gentlemen, live on FS1, Premier Boxing Champions continues with 8 rounds in the featherweight division. And your referee in charge when the bell sounds, Jack Reese. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, he comes in wearing the black and the gold. His professional record, 61 wins, 38 of those coming by way of knockout against 49 losses and 2 draws. Desde Agua Prieta, Mexico, damas y caballeros, presentando German Meraz. And across the ring, his opponent fighting out of the blue corner, he comes in wearing the white and the gold. As a professional, 13 wins, 6 of those coming by way of knockout. Hailing from the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia, PA. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Stephen "Coolboy" Fulton. Stephen Fulton was originally supposed to fight on Tuesday in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. He actually weighed in, and he didn't get a call until 10 o'clock that night saying that his opponent was suspended from a fight that he had a few days before that in Chicago. So he went ahead, and Fulton, they went back to their home of Philadelphia, which is about an hour and a half away from Bethlehem. And then they got the call for this fight on Thursday, and they flew out here Thursday morning.
Yeah, this is a great rebound. You know, getting the call at night, having to
jump on a plane. I mean, my goodness. So Stephen Fulton, the main card starting here, PBC on FS1. Great to be with all of you, and I'm sure you've gotten your fair share of NFL football on Fox, and now we get your fair share of boxing here on FS1.
Yeah, Fulton been in some great fights. You know, fought a lot of undefeated fighters.
Well, Fulton wants to test himself. I mean, you know, he's fighting here in the featherweight division in this matchup, but he typically is 122. And the one item that they said when it came to taking this fight is they go, look, we'll fight, but, you know, it's going to be hard for us to make weight yet another time, especially when you fly cross country.
Yeah, especially when you get canceled. You want to go and eat, especially if you've been on a diet for a long period of time. You know, it makes it tough. You got to rebound right back and get back down.
Stephen Fulton, last time we saw him was June 18th. He defeated Jesus Ahumada back on the Spence and Ocampo undercard there at the Ford Center. A 9th round TKO victory. But Meraz, this is the most experienced guy that Fulton has been in the ring with.
He's doing a great job establishing his ring generalship, using his jab, trying to close that distance.
Fulton using his jab. And Fulton is a father of a 2-year-old boy, just turned 2 yesterday, Tadari. So Fulton looking forward to being home with his 2-year-old son to celebrate his birthday, and hopefully has a victory on his resume with that.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Come home as the winner, celebrate a nice birthday.
Well, for Fulton, if he's able to get past Meraz tonight, a big right hand that connected. He stated that he wants Brandon Figueroa next. That is who he has his sights set on.
Yeah, you know, you come out and make a statement tonight. You know, see the parallels. You got 2 122-pound fighters. You know, fighting on the same card. This is where you got to come and showcase.
Absolutely. Well, let's see which one will take the night. Meraz is on a 2-fight losing streak. Last fought June 28th, lost to Ray Jimenez back by unanimous decision, and Fulton with the left hook to the body.
Yeah, looks like he's getting a little fired up.
Hey, certainly, you know, the tempers are starting to boil a little bit. Ray Flores, Robert Guerrero, as we near the end of the first round. Welcome back to PBC on FS1. Taking a look at the last 5 fights for Stephen Fulton. Victories over Jesus Ahumada, beat Adam Lopez. That was a very competitive matchup that he won by majority decision. Victories over Luis Rosario, Christian Renteria, and Alberto Zorrilla. So that is the last 5 fights for Stephen Fulton as we go ahead and revisit his past.
Yeah, that Adam Lopez fight was a good fight. Both fighters undefeated, both wanted to win. Both push each other to the limit.
It was an excellent matchup down in South Florida. Stephen Fulton, just 24 years of age. Started boxing at age 12 after his father came out of prison due to a 10-year sentence, and had his first fight at age 13. Certainly has some style when it comes to his ring attire and also his performance inside the ring.
Yeah, Fulton's trying to work that jab, get in, close the gap, trying to find his way in.
And German Meraz, he's been a pro for over 13 years.
You can see that experience in him, you know, moving away from the jab, you know, keeping his distance, filling out the first 2 rounds.
Big right hand by Fulton. I think Fulton's going to try to press the issue. And Meraz hasn't been stopped since 2016, a 8th round TKO loss at the hands of Daniel Franco. He's been in there with some top-level, world-class oppositions. Losses to former flyweight champions Hernan Marquez, Jerry Penalosa, Martin Castillo, Cruz Carball, Hugo Ruiz, Tomoki Kameda. So he's been in there with literally the who's who, especially in the lighter weight classes.
Yeah, it's a good resume, good experience for him, especially getting in with a younger fighter like Fulton. You know, this is where he could use that experience. But Fulton's throwing an incredible jab. I mean, he's firing it like a rocket.
He's got very good fundamentals, though, Stephen Fulton. He's trained under Jesus Ahumada. But if Fulton is to really go out there and make a statement, although he's taking this fight on short notice, he goes out and stops Meraz.
Yeah, he needs to come out and make that statement. You want that Figueroa fight? This is where you got to put in that work and show the world that you should be in there with Figueroa.
Absolutely. Well, they're both only separated by 3 years. Fulton's 24, Figueroa's 21, and that's assuming that Figueroa is able to get past Oscar Escandon, who incidentally is trained by your father.
Yes. You know, he's in incredible shape right now, so, you know, he has a good fight on his hands.
Stephen Fulton from Philadelphia, jabbing. We just started the main card of PBC on FS1. And we have a new season coming your way in December, PBC on Fox.
Nice jab, Fulton. I'd like to see Fulton mix that jab up a little bit, pick it to the body, back up to the top, change the speed.
And that is the end of the second. Let's take a look at the last 5 fights for German Meraz. Losses to Ray Jimenez and Christian Gonzalez, but before that, he picked up 3 straight wins over Marco Antonio Sanchez, Hector Mendoza, and Jose Luis Marquez, all by stoppage.
Yeah, TKO
this is his 7th fight of 2018. Talk about being active.
Yeah, so you know he's sharp. He's ready to go rounds. And he's been fighting a lot, so his body's in gear.
He's only 32 years of age, and he has over 100 fights. This is his 103rd fight, German Meraz.
Yeah, he has more pro fights than I had amateur and professional combined.
Absolutely incredible. Fulton stepping in with the left hook and the right to the body of Meraz.
Like Fulton looks very comfortable in there. He's just creeping in, working that jab.
Suéltelo, Steve. German, that's it. No.
Big right hand by Fulton as 50 seconds have elapsed here in the third.
Let's see Fulton put a little more combinations together off of that jab.
Well, he's just pestering and using the jab, and he's setting up the right hand. It's just simple fundamentals that we're seeing being used by Stephen Fulton. And now Meraz tries to switch up southpaw, and I don't think that's going to give Fulton much issues. He kind of smiles at him as they say, I know what you're trying to do, as Meraz goes back to conventional.
Yeah, when somebody switches up, their style. You know it's not their strength, so you want to get on them and start whacking away. Fulton's starting to look a little more busier. A little more pressure.
Just over a minute left here in the third. Stephen Fulton looking to land that straight right hand. Left hook. Now Meraz is in. Come on, bring it to me. But again, Meraz isn't doing anything significant. He's pounding his head. But that almost seems to be counterproductive, Robert.
Maybe that's that psychological warfare from him. It seems every time he gets hit, he gets more routed up, but he doesn't do anything.
Fulton and Meraz. Meraz tying up with Fulton. Still to come next, FS1, the man who had Curtis Harper walk out of the ring and wanted no part of him. He is next against Nick Jones.
That was unbelievable.
That was one of the strangest and wildest things I've ever seen in boxing.
See when they're announcing, he was getting all pumped up, and then he just walks out.
Fine, and we'll come back with round 4. Welcome back to PBC on FS1. As you see Stephen Fulton there with his corner Hamza Muhammad and Nazim Richardson as well. So far, Stephen Fulton has looked terrific.
Yeah, he's looked great. You know, he's been working a jab, like you said earlier, Ray. He's working those fundamentals, and you know, you got Meraz, who's one of those guys that shies away from everything. You know, jab comes, you slip back, move. It's like he's always on the defense.
Fulton using the jab, sticking the jab right there on Meraz. Right hand over the top.
It almost seems like Meraz just goes into that survival mode, from the very beginning. Try not to get hit, slip punches, move, try not to fire anything back, and just stay safe.
There's a right hand that bounced off the left side of the head of Meraz. Left hook to the body.
Let him go. Let him go. Suéltelo, suéltelo. Cool boy, all time. Cool it all time. What they get?
Yeah, Meraz is one of those guys that he just likes, he has a winning record, but it's the mindset of being an opponent and putting yourself in the least amount of danger, seeing in the early going if you can outclass a guy. If you can't, then it's like, okay, well, let me go and be another barometer for another young prospect and get a paycheck.
Oh, most definitely, Ray. That's the type of fighter he is. Try not to get hurt so he can come back for another one. But if he's able to do some damage and do some things, he's going to step his game up and get out there and make it happen.
Meraz coming forward, throwing punches. As we approach the 72nd mark in round 4.
Stop. My break, step back.
Appreciate all of you joining us wherever you may be on this Sunday. Under a minute left here in the 4th. Stephen Fulton doing pretty much what he wants against German Meraz.
Yeah, the one thing I love what Fulton is doing is working that jab. Staying composed, staying calm. This is one of those tricky fights where you don't want to run into an elbow or a headbutt because of how Meraz fights. So, he's staying composed and he's doing his job.
When Fulton is pressing the issue to Meraz, but he's not, Fulton is being smart and is not leaving himself susceptible to anything crazy. So he's fighting the smart fight.
Yeah, he's fighting he's fighting a smart fight. Making those moves, picking his spots.
It's almost, we'll talk about it a little bit later, but Meraz now comes forward. Now he's throwing some punches. Is the 32-year-old out of Sonora, Mexico. And that ends the fourth. They seem to be very relaxed in the corner. Is Stephen Fulton. I mean, they are doing what he wants.
Yeah, the previous round in the corner, Fulton was smiling a bit.
Well, Fulton's probably thinking, you know what, this is a good, to be able to get this opportunity to fight on national television after having a fight cancel out on me. I mean, he's got to be enjoying this and relishing this opportunity.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Especially you got a young child, you can always use the paycheck. Nice win, especially with somebody like Brandon Figueroa, who's on the card at 122 pounds where he wants to be in with. So it's nice. It's nice for him, and he got to come out and take care of business.
Round 5. This one's got afraid a big left hook that connected by Stephen Fulton. Right hand smashing into Meraz. Fulton going back on the attack.
Fulton started to mix it up a little bit, going downstairs with the body, throwing a little more hooks.
Stop.
Meraz tying up again. Ray Flores, Robert Guerrero. Here ringside in Southern California, in Ontario. Nice right hand that crushed right into Meraz.
Nice body shot also right after the follow-up.
Double left hook that missed by Meraz. Just over the midway mark as Stephen Fulton has, it's literally been the same thing. The jab followed by the straight right. Jab followed by the straight right. Meraz feints a little bit, maybe throws a punch or two, and then jab followed by the straight right. That's what's been the point of attack for Stephen Fulton.
Yeah, Meraz does just enough to get out of the way of the punches or rolls with it. So some of those punches, he takes a little bit of steam off. That's why you see some connects, but they're not really doing too much damage. And he's able to pick his spots at the right time.
Well, Fulton, he hasn't fought here in California since 2014, so nice for him to come back here to the West Coast. He's been in there and sparred with the likes of Eric Hunter, Omar Douglas, Frankie D'Alba, so no stranger to having quality work is one Stephen Fulton.
Yeah, I think he was a leading sparring partner for Carl Frampton too also.
I believe so, you're right.
Getting ready for the fight with Donaire, so having that experience in with world champions, that's what you want as a young fighter.
Fulton just constantly using his jab, having Meraz off balance.
Yeah, that jab is allowing him to dictate this fight.
As we near the end of this 5th round. Looking forward to that one.
That's one big guy.
Forget it.
He is a mammoth of a man. Round 6 scheduled for 8. Stephen Fulton and German Meraz. Fulton undefeated, 13-0 out of Philadelphia. And Meraz again is just, he isn't doing anything significant. Fulton is just so comfortable, relaxed. He's having his way. He's got to be thinking, this is fantastic for me. Supposed to have a fight. Luckily, those that are handling my career gave me an opportunity. I have it, and now I am going ahead and am displaying my talent here on FS1.
Yeah, Fulton's doing a great job doing that. Especially with a customer like Meraz, who's great at surviving the rounds, great at moving, just moving around, slipping shots, making him work for it, not just walking in and landing big shots. But, it's one of those things where Fulton, he's getting some good work out of it. He's on national TV, and, he's displaying his skills.
Fulton with the left hook that connected.
Stop. My break. Step away from each other. Box.
Midway point around 6.
Suerte low, German.
Fulton's starting to close the gap a bit, throwing a lot more combinations when he gets in.
That's how you walk him down. That's how you walk him down.
Yeah, Fulton is starting to pick up his work rate without question, Robert. I think he's getting just his confidence level is growing. He's feeling so much better about himself.
Yeah, he looks very comfortable in the ring, especially working behind that jab. Really relaxed.
And how good does it must feel like knowing that, man, you thought the fight was canceled, then gets this opportunity out here, you know, beating a guy that has an extensive resume in Meraz.
Oh yeah, you know, especially getting a rebound fight like this, you know, back to back right away. It's nice, especially after you had to make weight the first time, then your fight gets canceled. All that training you put in time, and then you get this. It's nice. It's nice to have that. Great part on his management.
They've done a wonderful job, and to be able to go ahead and, you know, get a guy in Meraz who was able to take the fight, but Fulton is having no issues with whatsoever.
Stop.
There you see Stephen Fulton.
Yeah, he was up early in that corner. Looks like he's ready to go to work. We got 2 rounds left.
Well, Fulton is in total control here. And Robert, for Fulton, what are some things you want to see him work on?
I like to see him work behind that jab. Well, he's working great behind the jab right now. I like to see him put combinations behind it. You know, he closes that gap real good. He lands great solid jabs. And I like to see him, you know, mix it up a little bit. Throw some body shots, pick and poke with it, and, you know, fire that right hand.
Straight right hand that connected by Fulton. Now we're starting to see that hand speed being displayed by the 24-year-old out of Philadelphia.
Yeah, anytime he lets his hands go, you know, he does a great job. He lands big shots. I think he's letting Meraz, you know, off the hook a little too much. You know, when he lands that jab, Meraz just moves and tries to play it safe. You know, he needs to fire off of that jab a little more, his combinations.
Meraz is, as we've seen, his face is reddened, but he hasn't taken that big, you know, debilitating shot.
He's kind of like that type of fighter where, you know, you just miss the shot. He just moves just enough, has that weird unorthodox style where it's like you see the shot, but then he moves just enough where you're not landing it. Kind of almost like a Tyson Fury. You know? He just has that unorthodox, weird movement, and it's hard to hit.
Yeah, he kind of moves, he slides well.
Suéltelo. German, suéltelo.
Under a minute left here in the 7th. Stephen Fulton campaigning here in the bantamweight division. I think he would be an interesting test if Figueroa gets past Oscar Escandon tonight. I think it'd be a very interesting matchup because Fulton is technically fundamentally sound. He has good technical skills. Does he have this overwhelming power? No. But he is from Philadelphia. He's tough. He's crafty, and he wants to test himself. So I like that matchup down the line.
Oh, yeah. I mean, for both fighters, for Escandon and Figueroa, I think he's a great matchup for either one of them. You know, his skills are on point. His fundamentals are great. Works behind the jab. He's always on balance. You know, his footwork's good. You know, give him that shot. See what happens.
My only knock is I wanted to go ahead and I want to see more body punching out of Fulton. Eighth and final final round, referee in charge, Jack Reese.
Step back.
Stephen Fulton and German Meraz. So far, though, you figure, you know, Fulton has dominated every round.
Oh yeah, I mean he's dominated every round. You know, he had that ring generalship, did what he wanted to do. You know, nice and clean in the ring, not taking punishment or anything. He's just getting his job done. Nice body shot.
And that's a beautiful body shot. And down goes Meraz. And as we talked about, Robert, going to the body. He could have potentially, not to say that, but Fulton, if he would have focused more on the body, because look, let's be honest, Meraz has got a strong chin, and now Meraz going backwards.
Oh yeah, and he has a slippery head too. I mean, it moves around a lot, so.
The body does not move.
Exactly, and he must have heard you when you said go to the body, because he's threw a lot of body shots this round so far.
I'm not saying, I'm just saying. A left hook, and now look at Stephen Fulton showing off that hand speed. See, this is the kind of Stephen Fulton that I think is going to be displayed when he takes that next step up, because he can fight. They can be that dog-like mentality out of Fulton. Tonight, though, he hasn't needed it.
Oh yeah, he's been in with so many good fighters where, you know, they pushed him, they've tested him, they've come at him, they've thrown combinations and thrown. So, you know, he's able to counter off that, land his shots, work defense, you know, work his jab, slip, slide. With Meraz, you know, he's more of a survivor type of fighter where it makes it tough. Because anytime you see Meraz come in, Fulton will catch him with some solid shots.
Yeah, I think at this point, though, and another right hand to the body, you heard that here in our broadcast position.
Let him go.
Yeah, you can see that rib all red now. Yeah, so I think as the opposition steps up for Fulton, the better he gets.
Well, now he's kind of letting Meraz know, like, hey, you know, I'm going to tag it to the body.
Stop. Let him go. Let him go. Hold. Separate. Box. Stay focused, young boy. Don't get frustrated. You need fight like this, bro.
It's been all Stephen Fulton.
Let him go, German.
This is almost as lopsided of a victory as the Bears' victory over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers earlier this afternoon. I mean, my goodness. And that was on Fox. Big season coming up with PBC on Fox.
German, let him go, German.
Second season, another season in December. Still 4 more bouts remaining here in Ontario as Stephen Fulton in total control against German Meraz. And that is the end of the fight. We'll come back and get the decision. Ladies and gentlemen, having gone the distance, we go to the scorecards. All 3 judges, Eddie Hernandez, Max DeLuca, and Zachary Young, see the contest the same, 80-71 for your winner by unanimous decision, Stephen "Coolboy" Steph Fulton. So Stephen Fulton elevates his record to 14-0. He remains undefeated, and I'm sure that's a little bit of a late birthday present for his 2-year-old son, as he will go back to the city of brotherly love and take home the W.